beginning with Max Justice. And Max Justice, in addition to being a well-known cybersecurity thought leader with lots of experience doing work for NASA and the Department of Health and Human Services and the like, also happens to be in the midst of defending his PhD. And so he has an interesting anecdote and some perspectives about what that is like pertaining to using chat AI as part of a submission. Hey, Max, welcome to the show.
Hey, Gary, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So maybe you can share a little bit about your origin story. I alluded to it, and how now you're applying for or defending your PhD. Tell our audience a little bit about that experience and your thoughts about ChatGPT as you tried to use it.
Sure. Thanks, Gary. So my origin story, wow. If depends on how you look at it, on whether or not I fell into cybersecurity. I started in the IT field long before we called it cybersecurity or even information security or even InfoSec. Back in the day, we used to have the red and orange books, and we had books before the internet. So that's my origin story. I've been around a day or two. And if you're going to be in cybersecurity, one thing is for sure, you have to continuously learn. Because if you don't, the adversary is going to learn how to get into your system.
That's right.
So because I work in cybersecurity, I decided to go and get my PhD, and I'm working on my dissertation to build a trust model. And I kind of, funny timing, Jen Easterly, the CISO director, came out with an article about why zero trust doesn't work. And I'm thinking, wow, great timing, because we need a trust model. In fact, Jen Easterly alluded to just that. We need to start trusting. And because frankly, systems can't talk if they don't trust. So that's why I'm building this trust model. And really, it's also a trust model that would be used for artificial intelligence and ChatGPT. That trust model should be used as part of the ethical foundation to build that artificial intelligence. So if we can trust the ethical model that we use to build that artificial intelligence, such as ChatGPT, then we can trust the information that we're getting. And really with ChatGPT, I often challenge the information that it provides because I really don't trust much of it. Thanks to some of the information it pulls from, as well as our government that tells us we have to follow a zero trust methodology, which means we don't trust our people, process, or technology. So I really don't trust ChatGPT. And so I have to go verify and validate what the information it provides.
And you now, had a forgive the interruption. You had sure. An experience, when you received some feedback from the folks who would be talking about your PhD and granting it or not. Tell our audience a little bit about that, and then we're going to turn to our second guest, and we'll come back to all this because it all kind of blends.
Sure, thanks, Gary. So I did get some feedback on my dissertation, and so I need to go do a little bit of work, and I went out to look at what other types of analyses were available, and the first thing I actually did was went to ChatGPT. And ChatGPT provided me with some data, and really it took me a little while to realize really that's just one data point. I need to have many data points in order to formulate an opinion, especially as to what's the best data analysis to do. So using ChatGPT is good, but anyone that's going to use it needs to reference it. Now, if you're using it for a single data point out of many or hundreds, then it may not need to be referenced unless, of course, you're including it in your reference data for your reference model. So it really depends on how you're looking at and how you're using your data and how you identify what data and what application, what artificial intelligence one is used.